vlog series, I'm intent to inspire and bring to the appreciation of those architectural and historical sites of importance in our magnificent country today. County by county, I'm cycling through as many places as possible and exploring their relevance to us today. So let's see where our first place we end up takes us. John Ruskin wrote in 1849 that art which so disposes of the edifices and idols raised by men so contributes to his health and power. The beauty of the environment and architecture hasn't always been so completely attributable to buildings though. It was during this period that masses flocked to be entertained and amused with wonder and splendour by the estates of many a lord. Public parks, too, were treated what we would now call a reboot. Among the splendid architecture of Hever Castle, for instance, it's possible to find ourselves surrounded by Romanesque reflections, shades of European columns folded into the supreme view of the lakeside and some house on the horizon. The inhabitants of wildest Kent find the country is so similar to the bounty that has been provided to us all here in this glorious country of ours. The magnificence and wonder that surround us. Hever Castle itself was conceived as a fort back in 1270 and then converted into a manor house by Geoffrey Boleyn in 1462. Passing through Godfrey's brother, Thomas, it eventually became the property of the Crown after serving as a courting place for Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, later becoming the home of Anne of Cleves. After passing through the Waldegrave family, it fell into disrepair and would surely have vanished into the pyre of neglect had it not been bought up by William Waldorf Astor in 1903. William had moved his family to England from America in 1878 after the death of his father. On his arrival in England, he bought the Observer and the Pall Mall Gazette, producing pieces by such luminaries as H.G. Wells. William had been state senator of New York and wife, Mary Johann Paul, and his 5 children were all relieved to have a quieter lifestyle. However, no man is island, it is said. Astor was not an exception to this. Having been denied mentorship of a father, he increasingly sought other sustaining outlets. The early years of his time in England were consumed with this giving nature that might have been encouraged and engendered by his relationship with his cousin, John Jacob Astor IV, who was of a similar nature. John was an inventor and writer. He was also a soldier in the Spanish-American conflict, and the founder of a military unit known as the Astor Battery. It was after this brilliant military service he was awarded the Spanish Campaign Medal, although it was in 1897 that John built the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York, naming it after his cousin in England. It is evident that this tribute created great pride in William Astor and influenced him. After this, William became a philanthropist many ways, and during the First World War contributed much to the Red Cross as well as to other such places. The great ambition he maintained was to convert Hever into a small village away from the helter-skelter of the ever-changing world. Magnificent statues were commissioned and placed in lavish gardens that were developed by Joseph Cheel. He was also happy to work with F.L. Pearson on the architecture. Unfortunately, his vision was never completely achieved. And after the death of his cousin John in 1912 on the infamous passenger liner Titanic, William became increasingly unwell. He could console himself with the reports of his cousin bravery in the White Star Line that circulated at the time. One account tells of how John Astor placed a hat on a young lad's head so he may be mistaken for a lady and aboard a lifeboat. Another such tale tells of how he released all the dogs on the ships of the kennel, joking, "I asked for ice, but this is ridiculous." Even as this catastrophe disheartened him, it did not stop William Astor from furthering his charitable donations. He was dubbed in Baron in 1916 and a Viscount the following year, but died in 1919 in Brighton, around his remaining family, not entirely broken, but appreciative of the community he had borne.
At this time of year, it's good to reflect that art isn't always to be found in architecture or grand designs. Perhaps art stems from those that seek to shape ideas into legacies for our future and respect for the past. Next time on County Climbs, I'm looking into the scientific age of wonder. How a theatre of pharmacy has intrinsic links with the mayorship of Royal Tunbridge Wells, the splendour of an ever-expanding Gothic villa, plus the magnificence of the gardens surrounding it.
Terrible.